Mica Miller was 30 years old when she died on the 27th of April, 2024. She had been married to John Paul Miller, a pastor at Solid Rock Church in South Carolina for 7 years, when she was found dead from a gunshot, and suspicions of foul play arose. As the secrets of her past and marriage came to light, a growing chorus of family members, friends, neighbors, online commentators, and the broader media joined the speculation. They believed only one explanation made sense: that Mica Miller had not chosen her fate, she had been murdered. Hi, and welcome to my channel. Today we dive into the strange case of Mica Miller, a story full of twists, secrets, and tragedy. It is a heartbreaking case that has captured the attention of many. The investigation is now officially closed. A conclusion has been reached in the evidence released to the public. However, speculation continues. Let's take a look. How did Mica Miller and John Paul get married? John Paul, a youth pastor at Solid Rock Church, met Mica when she was 14. He officiated her wedding to his friend Jeremy Days at 18. Mica later became John Paul's secretary and babysitter. In 2015, John Paul's wife Allison discovered his affair with Mica, leading to both couples' divorces in 2016. John Paul and Mica married in 2017, making Mica the stepmother to his 5 children. She took on various church roles and was passionate about overseas missions and singing. What happened on April 27, 2024? On April 27, 2024, Johnny Jacobs, a fisherman, was fishing in the Lumber River when he heard a woman's cries and then a gunshot. He found a backpack with a phone and glasses on the spot, and emergency responders were called. A kayaker soon discovered Mica Miller's body in the water, dead from a single gunshot wound. Her car, a black Honda Accord, was found in the parking lot with a gun case and ammunition inside. A Sig Sauer 9mm firearm was later recovered from the water, matching the case. A receipt showed Mica had bought the gun hours earlier from Dick's pawn shop in Myrtle Beach. Did Mica commit suicide with his own gun? The coroner's report concluded Mica died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound, but friends and family rejected this finding. They named Mica's husband, John Paul Miller, as their prime suspect. Mica's sister Sierra quoted Mica saying, "If I end up with a bullet in my head, it was not by me, it was JP." Their marriage was tumultuous, with Mica trying to leave multiple times, but being pulled back in. Just days before her death, Mica had finally resolved to leave him, and JP was served with divorce papers. Her previous attempt to escape in January 2023 was cut short when she abruptly returned to South Carolina. Mica's marriage to JP continued to deteriorate in Myrtle Beach. In cryptic social media posts, Mica spoke out against domestic abuse. Despite filing for divorce in October 2023, she withdrew the papers in February 2024. That month, JP had her admitted to a hospital for mental health treatment against her will, taking her wallet, keys, and car. When released, Mica reported her car stolen, but police couldn't act as if it was marital property. Why did JP put GPS trackers in the car and harass Mica Miller's cars? Mica suspected JP was stalking her, finding slashed tires twice and a GPS tracking device on her car. JP even confronted her at the Honda dealership, confirming her fears. Mica reported the GPS tracker to the police again, but JP claimed it was for her safety due to her mental health conditions, including bipolar II, schizophrenia, and dependent personality disorder. He said she was fine as long as she took her medication, but had a roller coaster relationship with it. A pastor friend's wife had suggested prayer would cure her mental illness, leading Mica to stop taking her meds. With limited information, the officer took no action, citing the vehicle and tracker as marital property. John Paul sent an email to Mica Miller to apologize for the GPS tracking, but he continued to harass Mica, posting an indecent photo of her on Facebook. Mica also reported the matter to the police, but officers told Mica that as the photo had been posted online anonymously, there was no way to prove her husband was behind its publication, though once it had been sent to him, it would have been legally his. Yet again, there were no actions taken against the pastor. Mica told police she feared for her safety, accusing JP of grooming her since 2010 when she was 14 and he was her youth pastor. But JP denies this depiction of their relationship. Mica's last Facebook post was from April 9th when she wrote, "When terrible, terrible, terrible things happen to you, y'all know what I'm talking about. RPF, rest in peace face." Less than a week after the last police report, Mica discovered a second GPS tracker on her vehicle. She promptly filed for divorce the next day. However, it would take another week for the papers to be served to JP. Tragically, just 2 days later, Mica's life came to a devastating end. A friend of Mica Miller said, "JP called me and said, 'Hey, Mica bought a gun. She's out in the backyard. Do you think she bought it to shoot me?' I responded, 'I don't know, JP. Why would you even ask that if you weren't mistreating her?'" After Mica's death, her husband John Paul showed no signs of grief, instead portraying their marriage as idyllic in her obituary. He claimed they spent every day together and praised his own preaching abilities. However, friends saw this as a narcissistic fabrication. The day after her death, JP announced to the church congregation that Mica had taken her own life, despite the coroner and police still investigating. JP highlighted Mica's alleged mental health issues, while his own personal life remained hidden until scrutiny after her death was revealed. A strange video posted by JP's neighbor, a video posted on Facebook by one of JP's neighbors, in 2015 showed him experiencing a drug-induced psychosis. He felt ants crawling all over him, but in the video, there are no ants. Ty, the video poster, condemned John Paul's abusive behavior, saying he used his pulpit to discredit victims and control the narrative. Ty wrote, "I believe the saying goes, getting a taste of your own medicine. You have used and abused it for way too long. Nobody was ever mental until they met you." Ty suggested people feared speaking out due to JP's local power, financial resources, and ruthless reactions. JP's troubles began early, with a criminal record as a teenager, including incidents of delinquency, DUI, and assault. In February 1998, he accelerated his truck into a 19-year-old woman, driving 100 yards with her on the hood, earning a suspended sentence of 4 years, 3 years of probation, 500 hours of community service, and an order to pay court fees. Ty's post implied JP's behavior continued unchecked, culminating in his wife Mica's tragic death. Why does no one believe that Mica committed suicide? On May 12, 2024, John Paul held a funeral for Mica at solidrockchurch, which her family didn't attend. The sheriff's report concluded that Mica's death was a suicide, but this didn't end speculation. Independent media scrutinized the evidence, questioning the absence of a tattoo on Mica's hand in pawnshop footage and the timestamps on parking lot security footage. Some denied the 911 call altogether. Church leaders, the coroner, and Johnny Jacobs received threats and harassment. Johnny Jacobs, the fisherman, appeared on news outlets declaring his innocence as theories and allegations spread, sparking online abuse. John Paul hired a lawyer, issuing letters demanding an end to online accusations of murder and abuse. Theories and allegations continue to spread. The pastor denies hurting his wife, claiming grooming allegations are false since they met when she was 14, not 10. The police report may have transcribed her statements inaccurately. Mica's family is outraged, suspecting a cover-up after her sudden cremation without a second autopsy or toxicology report. John Paul's push for immediate cremation and refusal to let them see Mica's body until they agreed raises suspicions. The family believes it was all staged and premeditated. It has been reported that the FBI's assistance has been requested by law enforcement in North Carolina. But, with the death investigation now declared closed, it is unclear what aspects of the case the FBI agents have been asked to look into. That was the tragic case of Mica Miller. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to see more true crime cases and in-depth analysis, be sure to subscribe to our channel for more content like this.